Hello, my name is Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we have another new artist alert for the channel. Yes, we're headed all the way back to 1973 to listen to the full album titled The Smoker You Drink, The Player You Get by American musician Joe Walsh. And this one comes courtesy of my amazing supporter here and over on Patreon, John L. Rice. So thank you so much, John, for all your constant support and for leading me to this album from this musician who I know from the Eagles. And this is Joe's second solo album. He shares lead vocal and songwriting duties with the other three members of their band Barnstorm. The album contains elements of blues, jazz, folk, pop, and Caribbean music. Nice. The two singles were Rocky Mountain Way, which hit number 23 in the US, and Meadows. I'm sure that Rocky Mountain Way is the only one I know from this album, so let's get right into it. All right, we'll start with the lead single, Rocky Mountain Way. There's that groove. Love that riff. Nice. Talk box it. What a strong song. I've actually never heard the studio version, so it was great hearing it in all its glory. I've only heard it live, and I've heard it in person, because I'm certain when I saw the Eagles that he must have performed this song. Yeah, great, strong album opener. So many awesome riffs here. Du, 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 du. One of the best, of course, repeating throughout the song. But plenty of thick, full, bluesy goodness all throughout. Again, it's such a rocker, but I love those extra elements, the touches of blues, the other touches that we'll talk about. The vocals really interesting. Like I said, never heard of this version. There seemed to be like a telephone effect put on his vocals. They were interestingly placed in the mix, so that was definitely different than the live versions that I'm used to. The keyboard on the left and talk box happening on the right. You know, they did their solo together. That was awesome. Such a funky conversation happening on both sides. Incredible. A top song moment. The melodies seem to get a bit dirty at times, you know, just that deep, you know, thick, grungy rock feel, but dirty and bluesy. What a great combination. And of course, one last thing, all the piano slides down, just icing on the cake. What a strong song. Looks like we have several short songs on the album, including this one, Bookends. Nice. You know, I love when they give me that one deep piano note at the end of a song. Wow. Beautiful. What a nice song. Obviously, we're talking about a ballad here, but very strong. Almost sounds like it could be a single. Yeah, just short and sweet, but very strong. And of course, very, very different from song one. Wow, I love that contrast. Looks like Joe Vitale was the one singing here. Excellent voice. I love the vocal processing used. His voice was very soft and smooth in many sections. I love that. Kind of fit the lush, calm, ballad-esque feel of this song. And is it just me? But I'm definitely hearing some significant Beatles influence in this one throughout. Has to be there. They had to have been inspired by them. And of course, I love the catchy synth melodies on the left and right. Do 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 do, and then it went started shaking. That was cool. Very, very memorable. Very unique. What a great ballad. Beautiful. All right, now on to Woof. Is it going to be aggressive like the title? We'll see.
Woke up again this morning to play another game. It comes without a warning. It's nothing you can name. Nothing you can name. It's raining in the meadow. Shepherd's gone to town. Wolf has finished breakfast. No one else around. No one else around. And me, I'm feeling fine. Still get lonely. I don't mind. And now we're out of danger. I guess they'll sound all clear. Throw some pennies in the fountain and wish for a better year. For a better
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, 3 completely different songs so far. I can see why this album probably got many great reviews. I only read one of them. Everything's been so strong. That was easily my favorite so far. Wasn't aggressive, wasn't fast, but it was perfect. Wow, I was not ready for this one. Those reflective, gorgeous guitar arpeggios just starting off and guiding the song right to the end. Perfection. Joe's vocals, perfection, incredible. He was doing all kinds of sliding up and down, a slow motion feel in his voice. The vibratos were stellar. That was incredible. Really never heard him sing this way. My favorite vocal performance that I've ever heard from him so far. We'll see what's to come, but what an amazing song. It's like the vocals and instrumentation were working as one slow motion swirl of passion all around me, just making me go along with it. You know, I live for that type of feeling in music. I've gotten it often. I definitely got it here in a big way. Yeah, this one definitely ignited my soul. So happy to be discovering such great music, especially this one by Joe Walsh. I only know a few from him from way back when I heard them live, I suppose, in concert. But these songs are really stunning so far. All right, on to Midnight Moody's. I think there may not be vocals in this one. Let's see. More slow? Yes, please. Mid-tempo. Yes, percussion. Ooh, nice transition there. Did I hear cowbell? I'm pretty sure I was hearing that. Amazing percussion on this one, multiple instruments besides the drums. Wow, that was beautiful as well. Perfect to follow the last song. It felt like a vacation on the album because it was slight island vibes with that beautiful flute. Beautiful instrumentation all around from everybody. Yeah, more highly moody and reflective instrumentation in this one. I loved it, of course. It just became a perfect dance of piano, strong piano, excellent bass, of course, drums, that gorgeous percussion, keyboard, and flute. I mean, it's like they pulled out basically all the stops, and they all work together perfectly. Very dreamlike in a lot of the song. Later we get this amazing electric guitar conversation. It will not be left out of the party. A bit of funk, I'll call it island funk, It was also very reminiscent of, for me, Michael McDonald, Christopher Cross, and many greats in that genre. Wow, perfect song. I love that the bouncy flute came back for one more little encore as the song fades out. Another excellent one. All right, on to Happy Ways. I'll go back a bit to hear that transition again. No way again.
Looking at the good things all around me, smiling at the people that don't believe. My happy ways may raise a question. There is no answer except in my dreams. There is no way to capture the sunshine, but it is foolish to feel from the night. Perfection, they say, will not last forever, but I can't help feeling someday it might. When something happens, seems to go bad, you can't help their feeling and look to the sky. No need to worry about consequences. Give it a giggle instead of a sigh.
Awesome that more of that amazing percussion was able to shine right there at the very end. But wow, what a song. I'll call this one a cute, fun ditty. Was surprised that we got more vacation and island vibes in this one, just like the last one. Let's talk about Kenny Passarelli's vocals. Really interesting. This is the only song that he sings lead on. They were kind of soft, crisp, snappy. Very nice. Very different from the other singers so far. The guitars, again, clearly the stars of this song. They're strong and shining here, there, everywhere, all around me. Really appreciated that. The keyboards shine on other songs, the flutes shining on other songs, but here it's all about the guitar and, of course, the percussion. I also like the vocal ad-lib he kind of did at the end. Don't know if that was improvised, but really cool. Again, a cute, fun song. All right, on to the other single from the album, Meadows.
things are left unspoken. Some things are handed down. The circle stands unbroken, sending it back around. I've seen you rolling clover, dressed for a scarecrow ball. Too bad the dance is over, nothing to show at all.
Beautiful.
Can't help but feel uncertain, knowing which way to turn. They want to raise the curtain, and you're holding the words to learn. I'm out here in the meadow, part of an old stone wall. Stand here because you said so, waiting around the fall.
Very catchy melodies there. Another transition coming, I see. Wow, that was strong. I can see why that was also a single. Yeah, another straightforward rocker. Another big song, of course. It's a single. There were some slight dreamy vibes as well at certain moments, so that was an unexpected combination. Again, here I got shades of the Beatles, strong shades of the Beatles in several sections. Can't be just a coincidence. Lots of great harmonies here. Definitely appreciated that. I assume it was Joe on lead and the others doing backing vocals. They sound great together. Of course, the acoustic guitar and piano interlude, my favorite part. That was beautiful. A nice tangent in the song. But then they go back strong to end strong with the main rock riffs. What a nice one. Okay, let's see what Dreams is all about. Slowing it down again.
Taking the time for dreams, off to waste the day, plunging headlong. Yeah, nothing's what it seems, only just a word that was said wrong. Taking the time for dreams, feeling late. make them see the things there that don't show. Give them a helping hand, 'cause we're wasting time. And no matter what they say now, well, we don't have very long. Just a dream away, you can come along. All right. All right. Now she makes me feel fine.
So calming. One more time. Another time. Oh, wow. And a third time. Of course, I love that sound. But I loved everything about this song. Wow. I love that my favorite elements of the song were right there at the end. Those gentle piano melodies, that descending spacey synth keyboard, whatever was doing that. Incredible, very, very unique. The whole thing was gorgeous. You know, it took just one big turn and it was kind of going back and forth. Never got old. I loved the journey of this one. It was beautiful. It was slow. It was lulling. It took its time. Loved it. He could have made it a shorter song. I'm glad he made it this long. Of course, I love the piano in this one, you know, gentle as well. I love how much piano we're getting in the whole album. Of course, that's right up my alley. We get a touch of jazz and even gospel when, you know, it would take that turn in the song. That was awesome. A great new set of vibes for the album. I didn't hear either of those on any of the other songs, so this stood out because it presented some jazz and gospel, at least to my ears. Another great surprise, I was getting some theatrical vibes personally. The Wiz came to mind. I was actually in that show. I love the songs from that show, so I know them all very well. And parts of this song, for me, were reminiscent of that show. Incredible reference there. Yeah, the water synth made it complete, but I loved everything about this one. All right, on to Days Gone By. Flute is back.
We have just begun. We should feel the part of us that we're leaving back home. We have just begun on the deed that's done to us all the favors to be grown. Waiting in a line, not thinking of the time. You must go out and find
great bass.
In the end, we'll see how much of the party we've missed already. Please tell me. In the end, we'll see. Hoping for another chance to hold on to forever. Waiting in a line, not thinking of the time you must go out and find everything you leave behind. And we're thinking of time going by. And we're thinking of time going by.
Wow. What an ending. Wow, this one was a very interesting song. The journey of the song, the arrangement, the unique melodies. Of course, we have Joe Vitale back on lead vocals. They were beautiful, very soft and smooth on this one. More sliding vocal notes. I'm loving that aspect in this album. Happened on a few songs. It was great to hear the flute back. Yes, please, I'll take that any day. It added much to the song. The bridge was incredible, probably my favorite part. It got very dark, more urgent in the melodies. I loved hearing all those minor chords. Wow, a great top song moment. Then we get back to the main theme with that sprightly flute solo. That was very nice. All of a sudden, the electric guitar came in. They were dancing together, sounding quite different, but it still worked together perfectly. In fact, the song seemed to get even better starting from the bridge onward. I was just like, wow, what a song. Very impactful for me, especially that second half. Oh, but then that huge surprise ending, that deep, I'll call it a psychedelic vortex. Wow, just came in. Huge surprise. Didn't expect that. A super unique way to end this most interesting song. Okay, and we're at the final song, Daydream, parentheses, prayer. How's it going to end? This is a short one. Wow. Definitely a very short but super powerful and poignant lyrical message, question to take us out on, to have us reflect on. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Wow. Yes, Joe, thank you for giving me one more piano song. Beautiful, short, but very powerful. More great harmonies. I started thinking this is almost, foreshadowing what's to come in his work with the Eagles. Really, really interesting. Definitely vibes of Eagles harmonies there. They were perfect. Overall, it definitely had a musical prayer vibe. Makes sense. Prayer is in the title of the song. I think that was their goal. And I loved that they ended with the two female backing vocalists here. I think it might be the first time on the album that I heard them. Don't quote me on that, but they were shining right to the very poignant ending. And of course, I love that. Variety, and they had beautiful voices. I've definitely heard them both before. Okay, wow, what a stunning ride this was, So much variety, several surprises. I loved the instruments chosen for the album, how they were implemented, the songwriting, the arranging. I believe Joe Walsh wrote all these songs, so it just proves to me what a diverse, amazing songwriter he is on his own. Yeah, so my favorite songs are going to be Woof, Midnight Moody's, Dreams, Days Gone By, and Daydream Prayer. No surprise there, I'm sure. Yeah, really enjoyed this album. As a whole, it's getting the Epic Platinum Record Award, absolutely, for The Smoker You Drink, The Player You Get. Got to figure out what that title means. By Joe Walsh, 1973. And thank you so very much, the amazing Joe Walsh, Kenny Passarelli, Joe Vitale, Rocky Grace, Joe Lala, Vanetta Fields, Clyde King, and of course, the amazing John L. Rice. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below if you wish to chat about this one. I would love to know some of your favorites. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.